What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about the bullish signs that is happening behind the scenes with SoFi. I also want to talk on student debt, what that means for us as investors, and some options that are on the table, and Jim Cramer. I just want to bring up briefly one thing that Jim Cramer is actually right about, and it holds out to be very true with SoFi. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. With that, let's get right to it. So live ticker is going at the very bottom, currently down 2.68%, 21.9 million for volume, 45 is the average, and 3.2 million shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. So that is a very big day. But when it comes down to it though, there's a lot of big bullish signals that are all insinuating that this is a great time to buy. One of which is short interest. So short interest is a interesting beast among itself. So typically around 1 month ago, it was almost 25% short interest. Right now it is 16.02. Has gone down considerably. Despite us even being red today, they're closing out 732,000 shares. So that is a very big deal and can be seen as a very bullish sign. And so not only that though, the technicals are looking phenomenal. I'm going to elaborate on that near the end. And the new round of 13Fs, a lot of big institutions consistently getting in. So this is the latest round as of today. A lot of small fish did get out, but I think the key players in SoFi are all increasing their position, which is a huge deal if you ask me. A lot of retail investors love to jump all over this information, although it is delayed. Keep in mind this is from Q2, and despite that though, institutions are still purchasing pretty heavily on a daily basis. So like I said about the block volume, that's on the secondary exchange, so that's what you and I trade on, and this is the dark pool. So these are all the transactions done for SoFi on the dark pool. So pretty significant if you ask me. So institutions still consistently buying SoFi, but when it comes down to it, one of the touchy subjects with SoFi is more so the student debt. So a lot of people want to know where is it at, because August 31st is coming right around the corner, and a lot of people want to know hypothetically where are we going, because when it comes down to it, I think SoFi is losing anywhere from 35 to 50 million every single quarter that this does get extended. So right now August 31st is kind of the deadline for Biden to make a decision on that. Right now what is on the table, it does appear that it's going to be 10,000 as far as forgiveness, as long as they make 150,000 or less. So that's one possible option, although like I said, Biden does have until the 31st to actually make a concrete decision, so it could be a little bit higher. Basically, in the past, he has kind of said no to 50. So we all know it's going to be anywhere from 10 to 50,000 more. So probably in the middle, possibly 25 it might result in. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But the strong consensus is that it's going to be pushed back until 2023. Even in the transcripts from the Q2 earnings, SoFi did say that our outlook also assumes that the federal student loan payment moratorium will last until January 2023. So clearly, even SoFi itself is assuming that it's going to be pushed back. And like I said, they're losing anywhere between 35 to 50 every single quarter. So hypothetically, it is January 2023. Then most likely they may lose out on potentially 70 million in actual revenue, or possibly even more, again, depending on how you see that. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I personally feel that SoFi is losing out on a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be chump change. And in 2023 or even 2024, we're going to look back and just shrug our shoulders. It is what it is. It's a short-term pain, not a long-term. And with that comment in mind, I just want to elaborate and just talk on Jim Cramer for a second. Although Jim Cramer's been mixed on SoFi and some other growth stocks per se, there is some intelligence that he does say from time to time, of course. But right here, the big market rally came out of nowhere basically since mid-June, and this is why he tells people to stay invested. Technically, that's not really right, but what he's saying is very true, and this is why during my videos, although SoFi sometimes goes down, such as today, it is still better to be in the market than not, because you never know when SoFi is going to have its big rally come out of left field, right? And typically, if you are waiting for the bottom, you usually miss the overall rally in the grand scheme of things. So that's my own 2 cents. Out of Jim Cramer, I really like this point that he's bringing up. So I think this is very accurate with SoFi, because obviously SoFi is very irrational. Even Anthony has said that, and how the market acts with SoFi is very irrational. So you can't ever catch the bottom per se. That's what I'm leading to, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is right now it is a great time to buy in, especially with SoftBank unloading their position, or at least some of it. It's a good time for retail to increase their stake in SoFi. So that's my own 2 cents on all of that. So like I said, there is a lot of big bullish signs that is happening with SoFi right now that nobody should ignore. So like I said and alluded to, I'm just going to cap it off with some technical analysis. I do have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So starting off, looking at momentum, number of buyers have been going up, which is a very good thing. Stochastic, there is no defined trend as of right now, but looking on the actual chart, we are still higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, still above the central Bollinger Band, and also 50 and 100-day moving averages. So despite the pullback and how much fear is lingering with the broader market, SoFi is actually doing fairly well. So if you do couple that with the huge amount of institutional purchasing and also shorts closing out the positions, then you got a very good recipe for a nice rally, or at least we're wanting to consolidate and get ready for a nice rally. But in the end, like I said, this is only for entertainment purposes. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. And if you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With all that said, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.